All right, you guys, we got a good one tonight. This is inspired by Kim's Wonder Hunter book, and one of the things that she is kind of known for in her photographs. So let's start out with somewhere towards the middle top of your piece of paper. We're gonna draw kind of like I don't really know how to describe it, but just kind of watch me. It's sort of like a cloud, and it can be a very organic shape. Doesn't have to be any sort of special thing, but just kind of draw these little bumps in some sort of like almost like a thinking cloud sort of thing, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to take two lines from the side, slanting in, but don't make them touch. Just kind of slant down.
It's like cotton candy.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Then we're going to make some longer lines, kind of slanted, or draw down with a little tail at the bottom there, okay? And this is, I talk about this a lot, the variety of doing things organically and not having things perfect. This is a great example for this because it's nature, all right? I'm going to give you a little hint. We're going to draw two lines like that. All right, kind of reminds me of broccoli all of a sudden, right?
Oh, no, adultitis.
And then we're going to create lines right there.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Now, we're going to give this guy a little smiley face, two eyes, and a little smile. And then one of the things Kim has a real good knack for that I stink at is finding hearts in nature, like naturally, just like in bark or in a leaf that's been eaten by an ant in the shape of a heart. It's amazing sometimes. And so this little tree here is going to get a little heart. There's a little heart there, and I'll color that in. All right. Now, just a couple little details here. So this is a little technique I learned from Calvin and Hobbes, Bill Watterson, is I'm going to fill in a little areas down here to give a little shadow and make it look a little bit more three-dimensional. Okay, so there's a fun little tip. And then on the side, we're going to draw little hash marks scattered around to kind of give the feeling of bark. Okay, give a little texture. And then I'm going to draw some grass in here, some scribbles at the bottom. And that's pretty much it. But now the fun part is to be able, especially this time of year, to play around with color. Well, at least this time of year in the northern hemisphere, especially in the northern part of, let's say, the United States, where we get some really good colors here. And I was taking the kids out last week. We had a field trip for homeschool where we went. They call it spelunking. Spelunking, is that cave exploration? Basically, we went to explore some caves with the homeschooling group, and we had tour guides and whatnot. And on the way there, we saw some amazing trees, and it was just so cool how it was almost like this gradient of green turning to yellow, and there was orange, and it was almost like someone spray painted the trees. And where we live right now is pretty much peak season.
I think this
would say this might have been the end of it. And so being able to just shade in any different colors here as the leaves turn is kind of a fun thing. Of course, if you want to just make a nice, you could make an apple tree, right?
I actually had to run a bunch of errands today, and I happened to notice that it was peak colors around town in Sheboygan, and 3 different times I pulled off to the side of the road and took pictures of trees. So I kind of decided, here I have to go to the post office and to the library and piano and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm going to try to wonder hunt my way through these errands. So if you notice some really pretty trees on our photo stream, those are trees from Sheboygan.
Came from, huh?
Yep.
Well, and here's another thing is if you get a chance to color this in, You know, a lot of times people assume, you know, you make tree trunks
I
brown.
was just grabbing brown.
Right?
Now
That's
I'm
kind of the
curious.
go-to
Right.
thing. But a lot of times, if you really look closely at trees, they can be gray. Depending on the color of light, there might be a bluish tone or a purplish tone. Obviously, birch trees, you get some blue, or some white, I mean. And so that's one thing that you can kind of play with a little bit to be add a little bit more realism, a little bit more interest than your typical Crayola brown. Which again, no worries if that's what you want to go to. But I was thinking about how this is sort of like our take on Bob Ross's Happy Trees a little
Jennifer
bit, right?
was right in your thinking.
It's our
Talk about
version of the happy tree, right?
That's actually one of, I talked about my heart finding in the photo master class. I recorded the photo master class yesterday with this voice. And I was talking about finding your thing. So my thing happens to be hearts, but I know, like, I think Jody Jensen loves to find clouds. I know Angela Dunlap has talked about loving tree trunks and trees. Everybody's got certain things, or maybe a thing, right? That's your thing. And it's like, own it.
Yep.
Why not make it your thing? And by the way, when you say you find hearts, I actually thought to myself in my head, they find me. So that's when it's your thing. You're attracted to it. You can't help but notice, right?
Yep. For sure. All right. Well, we will hope that you will share us. You want to show them what you got there, Kim?
I got my cute little tree there, my happy tree.
Happy heart tree. There we go.
Can't wait to see yours.
We would love to see yours. Send your drawings to kj@escapeadulthood.com. Some of these people sent theirs in last week. We drew a monarch.
I love it.
See what we did there? Steven. We've got Julianne. Good job there.
I love all the colors on that one.
Yep. Julie Brown did hers. R.I.P. to Queen Elizabeth. That was right after she had passed away.
I know.
Dave, good job here. I like the colors of those wings. I love this little cute one here by Polly.
It's so cute.
And I also wanted to share this from Jill. I think she was on tonight.
Yes.
But she had done these kindness rocks, and it looks like many of them are drawings from Let's Draw and some of the other things we've done. So those are really cool, Jill.
Oh, yeah, look at the little Willy Wonka, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka do the little bee, the little balloon dog. So excellent job, all of you. And I am so excited to see what your trees, your happy heart trees look like. Please send them to kj@escapeadulthood.com.